Hello, my name is Keith Haswell. I'm a professional astrologer with over 30,000 clients worldwide and 40 years experience in the business, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to this video. It's only going to be a brief video, but look, what I want to try and achieve for you on this video is I'm thinking what it was like before I knew any of these things, and before I got into metaphysics, before I knew anything about astrology, before I knew anything about reincarnation and the law of cause and effect and all of these things that are all tied in with the metaphysical side of life. It's just something that's just so incredibly complex. And you're out there trying to make sense of all of this. How does astrology work? How can it possibly work? How can my attitudes and my beliefs and my thoughts and my feelings possibly have impact upon events and conditions in my life? Events and conditions are solid sort of things. And thoughts and feelings and attitudes and beliefs, good God, how can they possibly have an impact upon the events and conditions in my life? How does astrology work? Why do I seem to be unlucky all the time? Why do I have problems in relationships? Why did I have that accident last week? Why did I have that illness last week? Why do some people have difficulty getting a job and other people get a job very easily? And more importantly, why can't I find someone who can love me, who I can love back in return? Why don't relationships work out for me? So there's all of these questions come to mind. How can astrology possibly work? How can attitudes and beliefs and thoughts and feelings possibly have an impact on things? Look, you can appreciate that water is wet and ground is solid. Okay, but water is of a different type of solidity. You can pass your hand through it. Air, you know it's there. You can feel it against your face and the wind nearly blows you over half the time. And you know that it's there, but it's so thin and so metaphysical, what you might say, that you can't see it. Okay, but there's also energies that are more subtle than that. And this is where light comes in. Light is something that is etheric energy. Etheric energy, there's etheric energy there. And there's 4 levels of etheric energy. And this is where all of the atoms and molecules and all the different things come in. All the atoms and subatomic particles and all that sort of thing all fit into that category of the etheric side of things. I know you're probably thinking, oh, I've got to turn this video off already because it's just too complex for me to think about, but stay the course with me. I'm not going to talk for too long, but I just want to help you to understand that there's more subtle energies in the universe than just air and water and physical things. And these are the things that are your thoughts and your feelings. Your feelings belong in a more subtle realm than the etheric realm. And your thoughts belong in a more subtle realm than your feelings. So this is where you are having your experiences in life. You are experiencing your life not in the physical world. You are experiencing your life in the mental world and the emotional world. And all of us are all the time creating thought forms. Thought forms are living energy forms that are very subtle, that you can't see, that science can't measure. And these thought forms are there hovering around in our aura. We are the creator of them. And so they hover around in our aura. And we have 50,000 thoughts a day. And then some of those thoughts attract energies of desire and emotion and anger and fear and doubt and insecurity and dread and all of those sort of emotions, hate and lust and so forth. And then there's high emotions, which are love and tenderness and kindness and forgiveness and sympathy and tolerance and patience, So you've got different gradations of emotions and different gradations of thoughts. You've got selfish thoughts and you've got thoughts that are unselfish. So we have 50,000 thoughts a day, and those thoughts are quite often repetitive. Relationships never work out for me. I'm an unlucky person. Life is a financial struggle for me. I'm an unhealthy person. And then there's the positive thoughts of I love life, I love people, I love my job, I'm feeling very healthy. These are all positive thoughts. So you've got different gradations of thoughts, different gradations of feelings, different gradations of etheric energy, which are getting close to becoming events and conditions in your life. But the physical side of things has nothing to do with the whole scheme of things. It all works on these energy levels. So all the events and conditions of your life begin with a thought form. And so you've got all of these thoughts there about life never works out for me, relationships never work out for me, life is a financial struggle for me, I'm an unhealthy person, or whatever. Now take, for example, for the way of me helping you to understand the way that these things work, is that take two people. One has an attitude that I'm a very lucky person, and another one has an attitude that I'm a very unlucky person. And both of them are going to the races. And there's a 2-horse race, only 2 horses in the race, and they're both the same price, and they don't know which one to back. But the one who feels that they're a lucky person chooses this horse. The one who feels they're an unlucky person chooses the other horse. And the horses race down the straight, and the one who wins, who do you think is going to win that race? This is what I'm trying to say to you, is that thoughts have impact upon you in the form of events and conditions in your life. So I know it's easy to think that, oh, nobody knows about my thoughts, nobody knows about my anger, nobody knows about my shame, nobody knows about my guilt, nobody knows about my fear, and so forth. These are all things that are inside of myself, but that's not the way that reality works. The way that reality works is that everything is recorded according to vibrational frequency and things like that. Look, I don't want to get into the complexities of it all and the way that it all works. But suffice to say in this brief video that you've got all of these attitudes and beliefs inside of yourself that are repetitive. Attitudes of, I'm an unlucky person, relationships don't work out for me, I'm an unhealthy person, life is a financial struggle for me, and so forth. If you've got all of these attitudes and beliefs and thoughts and feelings there inside of yourself, and you have 50,000 thoughts a day, and a lot of them are repetitive, some of those thoughts are very, very strong and powerful. And they are living there in your aura. They are living forces. And then what happens, just to make things simple, the planets in their movements around the zodiac form an aspect with a planet in your horoscope, for example. And let's say that there's an event there to do with romance that's to do with the 5th house, and you've got the ruler of your 5th house is Mars, for example, and you've got a bad aspect with Mars from Saturn or one of the other planets or something at a particular time, then that activates that thought to become manifest as an event and condition in your life. I know it seems crazy. I know it seems hard to understand and hard to relate to, but this is the way that it all works. And then when you've got the good aspects, you've got Jupiter forming a good aspect with Venus as the ruler of your 5th house of love and romance, for example, then you will meet someone nice and you'll have a good night out and enjoy yourself and so forth. So the good aspects from the planets bring about the manifestation of the positive thought forms that are there. These thought forms are just waiting to express themselves as etheric energy, as an event in time and space. Everything is to do with trapped light. The whole of our reality is all all about trapped light, and here I go again getting very metaphysical on you. But how do I explain things that has taken me 40 years to understand? How do I break it all down into simple terminology? What I'm trying to say to you is this, is that your events and conditions in your life are not by random chance. They're not by accident. They're not by a punishing God who's out to punish you because of bad things that you've done in past lives or anything like that. They're everything to do with your attitudes and your beliefs, your thoughts and your feelings, and the decisions and choices that those thoughts and feelings engender. So if you have negative attitudes and beliefs and thoughts and feelings inside of yourself, they're your raw materials. They're the things that are creating every single event in your life. There's nothing happens by chance. Everything works according to law. All of the planets embody ray energies which are there to carry out God's will and to carry out the manifestation of your will and your choices. Now I know that you're not choosing to have an accident on the road or to have that relationship break up. You're not choosing to lose money. You're not choosing to lose your job. But these things happen according to the energies that are there inside of yourself in the way of thought forms, and they are emotional and mental thought forms, and you are pouring energy towards these all the time with the focus of your mind, and your mind is driving these thought forms into frenzy. They are all exploding and saying, I want to become an event. I want to become an event. These energies are on the downward arc of energy into matter, and they can't wait to find an expression as an event and condition in your life. So look, this I know is going even deeper than what I wanted to. I wanted to try and keep it as simple as I possibly could, but this is the way that reality works. So look, we don't get away with anything. Every single thing that happens in our life, every event and condition and circumstance in our life is the result of our thoughts, not somebody else. Our thoughts, our feelings, our attitudes, our beliefs. And so if you've got drama in your life, and if you've got pain in your life, and if you've got unhappiness and difficulties and frustrations and ill health and so forth, there's no one that you can point the finger at to blame than yourself. That's your raw materials. They're your thoughts. They're your feelings. And they do have impact in your life. So this is what I'm trying to say to you here in this brief video, is get into my intensives, have your horoscope done so that you can find out that you've got all of these tests there that you've set up for yourself in this lifetime that give you a propensity towards this type of thinking or that type of thinking or this type of feeling or that type of feeling. That you wanted to experience that in this particular lifetime because you wanted to overcome those feelings of not good enough, or those feelings of low self-esteem, or those self-pitying feelings, or those self-sabotaging habit patterns, or those addictions that you become enamored with. Look, these things are real in your life, and they are creating havoc in your life. They're killing you with your health and everything. So it's time to get into my intensives and find out more about the metaphysics of life and how it all works, so that you can become master of your own destiny, captain of your ship. And instead of all of these events and conditions happening according to feelings and attitudes and beliefs and thoughts that you felt that nobody else knew about, but that you had stuffed there in your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is choosing these events because it's programmed to choose the events that are in line with your beliefs and your attitudes in life and your thoughts and your feelings. It can't do anything else. It doesn't have choice. You're the one who has the choice. You're the one with the conscious mind. So you can use the science of meditation to get stuck into these attitudes and beliefs and these thoughts and these feelings. You can use the science of meditation to transform these attitudes and beliefs and these thoughts and these feelings. You can't kill them. You can't just say, oh, I'm going to walk away from all of these. Well, you can, but it takes time. And so you've got to work on meditation to change the habit patterns of your thinking and the way that your emotions work, and don't try and suppress your anger inside of yourself and say, well, I'm going to have full control over my anger, and you're stuffing inside of yourself, because then you're stuffing it into your joints, and it'll come out in arthritis and heart trouble and lumbago and stiff neck and cancer and high blood pressure and heart disease and kidney failure and bladder trouble and all sorts of things there. This is what causes all the ill health in the world, is our own attitudes and beliefs and our thoughts and our feelings. They're the raw materials of creation. So it's time to get stuck into the science of meditation and to realise that that is your saviour. You'll find it's the most difficult thing to master, is the science of meditation. You'll find that it's the most difficult thing to do in the world, is to control the direction of your mind and the direction of your feelings. It takes a tremendous amount of willpower. But over a period of time, you can change the habit patterns of thinking and your addictive patterns of behaviour. You can change them into positive attitudes and positive beliefs and positive thoughts and positive feelings. And gradually the other ones, the negative ones, start to die of atrophy, because they're not getting the energy of your mind. Remember, your mind is the sender of energy to these thought forms. You are pumping them up as you think about them. And you think that nobody else knows about my thoughts, but it's all working there according to God's laws that God and Goddess have put into place. So this is what my intensives are all about, to get you to understand this is the way that it all works. And you have the power inside of yourself. You have the power inside of yourself to master those attitudes and beliefs and those thoughts and those feelings, and to transform them through the science of meditation over a period of time, so that you have better health and better relationships and better finances and better happiness and more love in your life. And then you can start to fall madly head over heels in love with God and Goddess, who will be witnessing on the side. They never intervene. They witness on the side to guide you in life. So I thank you for your attentiveness here, and I look forward to working further with you should you decide to get stuck into my intensives and my material. Thank you.